Many of you guys have been seeing what Malik Nabers has been doing at training camp for the New York Giants. I came across a report the other day, and the Giants' joint training camp session against the Detroit Lions, this dude was targeted 18 times and caught 17 of those targets. The only time he didn't come away with that one lone incompletion resulted in a fight. Let me tell you guys something about Malik Nabers. This brother is going to be something special this year. I'm 22 years old. I've been watching the NFL since I was 10 years old, and I've never seen a wide receiver that has had the level of aggressiveness and physicality that Malik Nabers possesses. This dude has a rare blend of power and finesse that you don't see very often at receiver in today's NFL. Either you have athletic freak like DK Metcalf, or you got smaller guys that are really crafty at finding ways to get open like your Tank Dells of the world. Malik Nabers, with him, you get the best of both worlds. Not only is he an insane route runner, but he's really fluid in his movements, but he's physical enough where after the catch, this dude can bully you. He can run your ass over, or he can make you miss in the open field with the juke move or a spin move, whatever. He has a large bag that he can dig into, and that's why it doesn't matter that he has Daniel Jones throwing him the football. There's been plenty of wide receivers like DeAndre Hopkins earlier during his playing days with the Houston Texans. Before they got Deshaun Watson, this dude was putting up all-pro numbers with all kinds of jabronis at quarterback. Like, he had a dude named Tom Savage one year and a bunch of other dudes, Brock Osweiler. Malik Nabers is one of these wide receivers where he just makes whoever's throwing him the ball their job a lot more easier. And the Giants are easily going to find ways to get this dude 120 targets this year. They're going to get him involved using bubble screens, jet sweeps. They're going to force feed him the football. And he's going to be the only thing worth watching on the New York Giants this year, because the rest of their team is complete dog shit. Okay, their offensive line still isn't that good. They still don't have that much talent at wide receiver. You got guys who you have some high hopes for that maybe they can turn into a good wideout somewhat. And Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, depending on how he looks coming off that injury. But Malik Nabers, without a doubt, is the go-to guy in this Giants offense. They didn't draft him 6th overall for nothing. He is going to be a major focal point of this offense. He's really dynamic after the catch. A lot of his yardage is going to come with what he does once he gets the ball in his hands. He's like 6'1", 201 pounds. Do you know what the average size of today's defensive backs are? 5'10", 5'11", 175, 180 pounds. A lot of these DBs are going to get really exhausted with having to tackle Malik Nabers 10 and 13 times a game, because not only is he a great wide receiver, but with the ball in his hands, he turns into a running back. This man just plays angry. He runs angry. He has a level of intensity that I've never seen a wide receiver have. And coming out of LSU, I'm going to be honest with you. At first, before I really started to dive into his film, when people were saying that he was just as good as Marvin Harrison, I thought people were insane. But when I really started to watch Malik Nabers' tape, I was really blown away. He's way better, way more explosive as an athlete compared to what Marvin Harrison is. Marvin Harrison is more refined, and he's way more technically sound than what Malik Nabers is. But Malik is more dynamite, if you get my drift. This is somebody who, every time you turn on Giants games, he's just going to be making all kinds of explosive plays that make your mouth drop. And he's been getting a lot of comparisons to Odell Beckham Jr. And you definitely understand why, because Odell, even though they come from LSU, LSU is considered widely by most people to be wide receiver U. They had a lot of juice coming out of college. But Malik Nabers is Odell Beckham Jr., but just way more juiced up and way more athletic. This man is going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. He can catch 50-50 balls downfield. He also can generate a lot of yak. He can get open against press coverage because he's really physical and he's really aggressive. He's the definition of what it means to be an actual dog. And I expect him to have around 1,100, 1,200 receiving yards, probably 10 receiving touchdowns, 120-something receptions. Don't be surprised if you see Malik Nabers cement himself as a top 10 wide receiver right after his rookie season. This dude is that good. He's legit. And every time you see something about the New York Giants training camp, all you hear is Malik Nabers. This is somebody who is really special. His rare mix of power and finesse and how he plays through contact is really impressive. And that's what separates him from Marvin Harrison and the rest of the wideouts from his draft class. This man is going to be something special this year.